Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. We're at the Human Comedy today. We're in update 1.30. We haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. So it's back to Lago Maggiore. We're going to choose a different car using the Genesis GR3, just standard, everything the same. We're going to put medium tyres on it because we're going to do a medium tyre race. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Transmission shows as normal. We can't change to anything else, as confirmed. So let's get on to the game. It's bopped. With that being the case, let's have a quick look at the ranking board. We are second. Anatol's done it. Highly likely that anybody with 32 laps has used the glitch. The glitch no longer applies. And we last did it, well, when we set our 31 laps, we did it with the FT1 VGT. Top 12 laps. There we go. Some people have done 34 laps, so they've done the glitch really pretty well. If any one of you guys out there that didn't do it with the glitch, let me know. Let me know how you did it. So with that folks, settings will be assists, traction control 1, default ABS and everything else off. The game is on hard settings. I always recommend to use hard settings because purely folks, the game is easier on hard. Believe it or not, there's a bug. We're using a wheel, open button configuration, controller sensitivity 0, force feedback 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. We have changed that in recent days. That used to be 5.5. We've found that 6 is better, just for me. However, are we ready to go? First race of the day. It's an hour long one, this one. We're going to run 10-10-10, see how we go. Now I believe this is a challenge of a car, so this one should be quite difficult to do, but we're going to aim to win. We're going to pull away. We should be able to brake quite late in this one as the Aston goes off the track. The understanding the cars are bopped, so they should all be relatively the same. Although one will be better through corners, one will be faster on the straight, one will be harder on tyres, harsher on tyres. We're just going to do 10 laps on each stint, 10 laps of fuel. You can brake really late into corners with this one. If you're new to this one and you haven't done it before and you've not watched any of my previous videos, ultimately we get into it, then we start to commentate and race our way around the track. It's quite slow in the straight, this one, but extremely good in the corners. Let's see how we go. We're up to 6th place. Some cars are a challenge, but it's all about just keeping going fast as you can. We're looking to run some lap times in the 156, 157s. If we can do that, we know we're on it. First lap's always a slow one because the clock only starts when the race starts, not when you cross the line. So you can't really take anything from the first lap. The 6th place isn't so bad. Yamanaka sets the pace with a 2.0. Up the inside of the Lambo, he runs wide. We run wide as well on that one because we didn't get down into first gear. We need to. That's a place gained. Kind of blocked him on the apex, but this is my first time running this race on a PS5. Graphically superb. running this on a 4K TV yet. I discussed with the wife having the 4K from the bedroom. Didn't go down too well, that conversation. Looks like we need another. But all in good time. Got three 4K TVs in the house and not one on my sim rig, which probably a mistake. So we're coming up on Mr. Rubilar and Mr. Cookabun. They're running together. Looks like we've got overspeed. We're faster through this part of the track this time. 2 seconds up. Mr. Cookabun's got us on top end. Let's see if we can get him down through the brakes. We just missed the apex there. We can dive in deeper, I'm sure. He might stop us getting to the right hand apex, but we'll see. We'll cut through here. Try and cut as much as you can. So we're in third, chasing down the Porsche, which is the OP, the meta car, the Porsche. What's going to be out front with Mr. Yamanaka? Is that going to be the Supra? He's well gone up there. We're doing alright, 10 laps. Excuse me, refueling's quite slow here. So stationary time of the pitch is going to be quite long. I need to get down to second gear there, I'm sure. So we ordered a 57.8 with a full tank of gas. Mr. Inestrosa in second. He's not going to get in our way, but chasing down that first place guy is going to be a bit of a challenge if Inestrosa is going to sit in our way. We bullied our way past there. Recommended online, not recommended against the AI, definitely. So 102. We know we've been 1.0s, 1.0 deads on this circuit before. Here we go, that's how to get into that corner. Back end comes round on us. Have to be wary of that. The fronts are looking a bit softer than the rears. So we're wearing the fronts a bit, but we are pushing through the corners. I don't know if it's me, you know, but the difference between the PS4 and the PS5 is I've got much more acute control of the car, it seems. I don't know whether that's the ability of the PS5 to read the inputs better, but the car definitely seems to be more controllable. Back end steers round on this one under the throttle, but we're running traction control, so second gear there this time. What are we, some 6 seconds behind, 5.96 yet, so he's just stretching the lead. We're on a 57.9, so full tank of gas. We missed that apex, tried to brake early and coast into it, didn't work. We look to be okay, looks to be on target. We've just got to get faster to catch this guy in first place. So the biggest challenge we've got, that's still purple sector, so the drop in fuel load is doing alright, there he is. Biggest challenge for this one is as you get into the race, you then start to lap traffic. I need to be less aggressive on the turn-in. Try and get the car to push out in a straight line rather than turning out the corner, so let's try that next time round. There's a couple of slow corners we're suffering from that in, so as we get further on in the race we're going to start to encounter lap traffic, and that's going to get in not just our way, but that'll get in the lead car's way as well. What we have in the race is we have some one stoppers, two stoppers, and as we get to the end of the race there'll be some three stoppers, and that'll work in our favour. We lost half a second that lap, and that tells because we're in a 1:58.4, so we are down on time there. The back end's turning again. Just being caught by the beamer. Using all the track, we're 7 seconds down, so we've got to keep pushing. Traction control has this weird thing with the steering, and GT7 has it also. With a small modicum of steering input you can accelerate away. However, with more than just a touch, more than 3 to 5 degrees, there's automatically this traction control element that stops you getting the full power, and I don't know what that is. I've never found a real answer to that question. It's like implied traction control from the game. That was better out that corner. See if we can get somewhere near the 57s again. See if we can just target our down to 6.1 behind them with purple sectoring. So you can use that little bit of turning traction control to your advantage, but it's going to hinder you mainly. That's why a lot of drivers don't like traction control itself, is because it slows your acceleration, but I find it just controls the car that bit, and it works in my benefit. 57.2, so that's our fastest lap of the race so far. Beauvoir has just put in the fastest lap of 56.966, so just 5/10 quicker than us. That is still a performance from an AI guy, and we need to just try and reel him in a bit. That's the guy, that's Rubilar behind us, but Beauvoir is in 4th, so car washing out a bit, but that's the tyres sort of losing it a bit. But 7 seconds isn't too great. It's not too bad either. It's in touch. Car was just in the wrong gear. You can make that kind of mistakes. It'll be quite forgiving. All you'll do is impact your speed. Still getting faster. Look, a 102.5. And you can really attack that corner. You can really get down over those rumble strips. You're not going to get penalised for it. We've discovered that over the many months of running this race. I do enjoy it. It is one of the most competitive races in the game. It's a challenge, it's a push. It really does give you something to go at, and I haven't failed in any car yet. And we've got about 20 odd cars to choose from, so with every update I'll try and do one of these races. I won't do every one, but I'll generally try and do this one. My biggest gripe, and people are having that gripe at the minute, aren't they, about the Sophie AI races. This one with Sophie would be tremendous. No chance of winning it against Sophie, but the payout on Sophie is better than multiple races on here. And that's why people don't race these, because genuinely there's no payout, so people don't see the point. It's one thing they've failed, in my opinion, PD, with these. Make it multiple payout. People will race these all day. I absolutely love it. $1 million for this race would be absolutely bob on. $1 million an hour. I know it's not the same as a grinder, but this one, I'd run them all as a series. and make all of the main circuits do one of these, a 60-minute race. It'd be epic. GR3 at Lago for one of our Friday night races at Lago would be absolutely fab. I might suggest that. Now he's just holding off at 6-second lead, isn't he? He's just holding us away. But we can gain that. We can get that back. Let's not. What we have to do is just be consistent and try and carry that speed. Just don't make any mistakes. Might be a fourth gear down the hill just to give us that bit more speed. Oh, we drop back into the 58s again. That's poor. So every time we do a 58, we lose a second on the guy. Down the bottom of the hill, and Rubilar is pushing on, so Rubilar is looking to make progress on us. Really felt, well, it was through here we didn't really. He's back with us again. We're just not carrying the speed, are we? And we've gained on him out of there. He balked coming through there big time. So we got him down at 5.8. We made good time through there, but we were slow through that checkpoint. Try and open the front end up as we leave that corner. We're on lap 8. I might do 11 on the opening stint. Or I could do 10-10-10 and just let that last lap be down to fuel use. The front tyres are doing okay, to be honest. But I don't think they'll do 15, and fuel won't do 15, will it? The car is actually fairly good on its tyres, but we learnt a real lot at the last 2 time trials. We learnt a lot about the braking technique with pedals that really don't have a massive amount of resistance. I'm a little bit worried about changing the springs in my pedals, about putting a false feel in, although although to have some resistance in the pedal, which I've got, it's still very light. I might have a go at picking up a spring and changing the internal spring in the pedals, or I could change up the spring for what's in my other pedals. I've got a set of G29 pedals to my left hand side just over there, and that might have a decent spring. I could probably borrow a spring from there to try and give these brakes a little bit of something. It wouldn't do any damage. Give it two springs, so it'll really. But what you're looking for is a level of resistance at a point where you can pick up the braking point rather than, like a clutch has a biting point. That might be useful. So we're coming around onto lap 10. .6 seconds, so we are gaining on him. We are doing the required amount, but we are still off the pace. We're not at our usual, but it's a different car, so you've got to understand and feel that. Mr. Rubilar is back with us. To all those people who say I'm doing 157s just like you were on the video, but I'll lose the race by a minute. Well, let's see, we're on hard. The game setting is hard, and if you need me to, I'll do a screen cap of the game setting with every race, if we really want to. But I'd hope you trust me and understand that I am doing it honestly, and I'm not running it easy and telling them on hard. I genuinely am doing this on the hardest setting the game has, and we ran it wide there, didn't we? Shouldn't need to pick up a penalty. So we're going to go to the pits on this one. Mr. Rubilar's coming. I'm just going to hang out to. He's going to try and go past us here. And he blew it straight into the gravel, and that wasn't me. I was nowhere near him. He overshot, he slingshot into the gravel, he ran it wide, and I cut back down and down his inside without touching him. It was the old classic cutback. And we ran right, so pits this time, and we're going to take it, so we've got 10.2 laps of fuel. That 10.2 is just for luck. Nobody else is. Yes, he has. He's pitted. So we're 4.9 seconds behind him. This is a long pit stop. Everybody in and the front runners. And I've used the most fuel out of everybody. Fraga's gone on. So we're in. Fuel going in. We're going to take 10.2. Slow, the tyres go back into the garage. 10.2, there it is. Kukabun in Ostra, all left already. We're down to 14th, 15th place. So we've got to do some cutting through traffic now. We are 23 seconds off the lead. Brand new tyres on. Our fastest is a 57.203. Fraga's in the 56.379s. I don't anticipate at this point that we will be contending for the fastest lap of the race. If we do, that would be epic, but I don't think we will. Just got to focus on getting these lap times down. We're going to finish the race on a lot less. We're going to finish this stint on a lot less fuel, maybe 3 laps less. We are heavy on fuel again. We cut through nicely. So Mr. Lopez, Mr. Sana, we're going to have to. Oh, we get a bump there. That's not good. He's on our left-hand side. We just let him run. Yeah, I know it wasn't his intention to give us a nerf, but we will just use as much track as we can and just give him some warning that we're going to do so. So Mr. Senna next. Sana, not Senna. If it was Senna, oh my lord, I'd be wearing loafers. Let me know if you understand that one. So Hisal's gone to the pits, Wong's gone to the pits, braking on the end of this fence. Down to second gear, down to first gear. Beautiful car in front there, that green RCF. That might be one to run this racing, you know. I like that car. I have a hint. I got a hint today that there was an update from PD, saying that we have 1 week left on the Sophie AI races, with them running out on Wednesday night next week. So if you haven't done them and you've got a PS5, do get on it. It's an experience and it's a public test, so they're giving you the intro to it, but it goes away. It won't be there after next week. If you watch these videos, you've got a PS5, try them. I've posted 4 videos. I've done a walkthrough on each one, and I've shown you how I've conquered it and won every one. It's not clean, I'm not fair, I must admit, but only at the point where she punted me off and put me in the gravel did I then choose to... Oh, they're pumping each other, look at that. Did I then choose to use tactics that weren't the fairest in the world, but they were even. What she did to me, I did to her. And I was able to do everything. What about 500,000 credits for the 2 hours of driving it took? 4 videos, about half an hour each one. There was a couple I had to redo because she unfairly put me in the gravel trap or wherever. But I was able to catch her up and run her down on most of them. What I found with the 1 versus 1 at the end of the race was that really we had to be in front from turn 1. So with that update coming, that PD notification of when Sophie AI will disappear from the platform until the next release, of course, that's the night before any new future update. So I'm hoping that we get a bit of an announcement Saturday or Sunday that tells us we've got an update coming on Thursday. That would be really, really nice, but I can't promise, folks. That's just me wanting and wishing. But it will be a month from the last update. But every update doesn't have to be monthly. They have said there's no intention to do them monthly, it just happens that they are. So let's see. Let's hope for some content, whether that be cars or a track. Very unusual to get a track, maybe 2 a year. But we know they have loads on library and we know they've got resource, so let's hope. Here we go, almost a 101, almost. We're 23 seconds behind in 7th place. If you haven't been paying attention, I'll just catch you up with a commentary. In front of us is Miazano, Grady, Inostra, Cookabun and Fraga. Fraga is yet to pit. When he does, we'll get the real understanding of how far behind the guys in front we are. This is going to be a tight race, I can tell you that already now. I've never posted a race where I've lost, so if you're listening to this, you'll know I've done it. Fraga's now gone on the pits. He's got 17% fuel left, and he was on mediums. Holy heckaboo. Huffman's gone in from 6. Grady in the Audi, so it's up to 5th place due to pit stops. 14th lap, so we've got 6 full laps till the next pit stop. 7 technically. We're 10 seconds behind Cookabun, so we've lost time over the period of the pit stop. But there's 3 of them in front of us there, so all we got to do is chase them boys down. 6.9 seconds behind the guy in front. Tyres are looking okay. We don't want to be that slow in the future. There's no brake balance, is there? Can't change brake balance. Got the complete wrong line into that corner because I was messing around with the controls. Need to do it on the straight, chin bob. There's no chance of rain here, so 6.8 laps remaining. That was slow, almost a second down. Come on, let's push on. Miyazano was the green Lamborghini, wasn't it, that we tussled with first lap? And my guess is, yeah, they're quite huddled together, that pack up front. There's 3 seconds between them. My guess will be that it won't be that long before we start to catch somebody up. Somebody will pit window it and come down to 5.6 seconds. Four of them line astern in front, so they're forming a bit of a chain with 4 seconds now behind Miyazano. We're banging consistent 57s in, which we genuinely need to do, folks. Just try to run a straighter apex there in that corner, run a longer turn in. Try and run faster through here. We are normally much quicker than the AI through those S's. You don't need to pick up penalties through there. You can run that bit wider. This car is exceptionally stable. And there's a 101, first time we've done it. And that's just through really getting that series of S-bends correct. So as soon as we get with these guys though, they're going to start to quicken up. They'll start to realise we're with them, because they're pacing themselves a minute. They're probably fuel saving. Now I know some people say, hang on a second, they pitted for the same amount of time we did, or their pit stop was shorter than ours. They went in with 10% more fuel than we did, so they've only filled up for 10 laps. They only needed 7 laps of fuel. 3 of them are pitting, so it's just us and Inostra going. So they pitted again. They were on hard tyres. Holy. So Inostra in the Porsche. So they pitted, and we've got one more pit stop to do. So that was their single pit stop. We've actually got the fastest lap of the race at 56.35. Happy days, I didn't see that coming. Running that straighter apex down there in that corner really did help, didn't it? Try and be fair here. We're going to try and genuinely overtake this guy clean. We're not going to put him anywhere. We're going to try and do it as a proper race. And at that point I squeezed him, but hey, we had the line. And I'm guessing he's not actually... He didn't actually speed up, so he's not pushing for this. He's diving into the back of us. Holy, it nearly punted us then. Much quicker through that corner, isn't he? So we have to now try and push to extend our lead. Sanna's just gone to the pits on 1%, so he was one stop in. try and push as far on as we can. End of lap 20, we're going to pit, and we don't need to forget to pit. For those of you that watch me avidly, you'll realise, and you know, avidly, is that the right expression? Those of you who watch me regularly will really know that I do have this problem with missing pits. Absolute nugget. I can be sometimes. Let's get on that curb, get into this corner. There we go. This car doesn't really turn at high speed. It likes to be slow to turn in. It's not the best time we've done, but it's still almost a 101. Still need to push on. 3.5 laps of fuel, so that's enough for us to get where we need to get to. Had to lift through there, we didn't get that quite right. So 2.8 seconds in front. Not forgetting those guys that are doing 15 laps. And Inostra's just gone to the pits. He was on 4% of fuel. Matsununga's gone in. 6% of fuel. We go slightly wider that time, won't get penalised for that, one suggests. Inostra's now filling up, but he's dropping weight. We're 15 seconds ahead of Yamanaka. Not forgetting that that fella is probably on a one stop or a delayed two stop, so his last stop's going to be a splash and dash, whereas ours has got to be a full 10 laps because we're going to 0. We are going to get down to about half a lap of fuel. With 24 minutes to go, we're just going to complete lap 18. Yeah, we're on target for doing the 31. Because we've got 3 or 4 challenges here, folks. Can the car do 31 laps? The primary one, though, is can we get gold? Can we win the race is even more primary. So can we win the race? Can we get gold? Can we do 31 laps? We know 32 laps doing it the traditional way is not going to happen, I don't think. I'm a traction controller, I generally can't use it, but I messed up that corner back there as well, so see if we can get into this corner and try and recover this 57 or 58 lap. It's a bit poor if it's a 58, but I think it's going to be. It's what it could have been, look at that, almost. Braked a bit early into T1 there, the hairpin's not very nice to me, this one. That was a poor lap, wasn't it, because it was down half a second on the previous lap. Front tyre's really starting to show the wear, maybe. It's all about self-confidence, though. We've driven this car a fair whack, you know, we've got 259 mile on it. I actually did an online race. I did a group race with this car. I think we won, didn't we? We went to Watkins Glen and won in this car. We're doing the Friday night races, Tuesday night practices. The Friday night race is a good one. We're learning. We're seeing other people improve as well, which is tremendous. We've got a really close group of racers going, varying preferences, varying talent, some in just the process of putting together faster laps. Some people are just starting to really understand the cars and how to get fast and doing really well. I mean, we're all old to a degree, aren't we? most of us that race on some of these things. Majority of my audience is over 30. The peak level is between 35 and 44. So we're all older folks that watch this primarily, and when I mean older, and when I mean primarily, it's a good percentage are older. So you understand what's going on, you understand what I'm talking about. You're not novices, you know you're racing. 1.3 laps of fuel then, so this is lap 20. We're going into pit stop, and I'm glad that came up to remind me because I'd forgotten all about pit stopping. And we've got to go in this time round. We're 17 seconds ahead, which don't generally know how fast that is, how far ahead that is, but I expect to be something in the region of 18 to 24 seconds behind when we come out of the pits. We're going to take that 10.2 laps of fuel again. Because I think we're just going to be falling over the line for 31. I don't think we're going to be massively inside the target. That was relatively slow, but the tyres are half cooked. Lap 20. Didn't go in the gravel then, we saved it. We'll really try and get this one quick through here. Left hand tyres on that red curve, that's the way. That was faster. Still a second down, but the tyres are done, so. Here we go, diving into the pits, 18 seconds ahead, so we are still pulling it out. There's the half a lap remaining. So that's good. Here we go, medium tyres, and then we're going to refuel to 10.2. I reckon we're 24 seconds maybe behind. Clock's not really ticking down. Tyres are done. Rubilar and Yamanaka, Beauvoir have all come in with us. Oh my, that Lopez has gone on. Such slow delivery of fuel, and look at them on 30%. We're going to be behind all of them. Fraga, Gallo, all gone. As the Batman there waves the first gear flag at us. 10.2, we're gone, we're done. We should be first out of all them, we are. Come out in 5th place, we're 17 seconds behind. And we've got enough to take us to the end of lap 30, fuel that is. Got 19 minutes to go, so we will see. 18 seconds to catch. They're the one stoppers in front of us, so they are genuinely on a slower pace because they're saving fuel. I think they're all on hard tyres, so they won't corner as quick. We run 3 quite efficient stints on the mediums. I think softs would do it as well. I think you'd get 10 laps out of the softs. They might be burnt up, but you'd be much quicker. It's just a question of if they ever let you use softs on this. At the minute you're limited to mediums, hards. 4 seconds behind, 4.6 seconds behind Hizal now. Hizal, I believe, is driving the WRX. We'll see how we get on closing him down. But we've got 9 laps to do it. We cut an apex there, didn't we? Holy poop. Just struggling to find the grip on these new tyres. sight. Our fastest lap is still holding out. 5 seconds behind his Al. He'll be getting the hurry up from the pit wall, saying that this Genesis, this interloper is chasing you hard. You need to get your foot down. We're catching Fraga though. We took 2 seconds out of him in a lap, which, if we think about it, isn't actually enough if you do the calculations, because we've not just got to catch him, we've got to pass him. And if you've watched me long enough, you'll know some of my phrases. Just race them, don't chase them. It's the other way around. Don't chase them. No, don't race them, chase them. Because we're not here to race them, we're on our own strategy. If we get mixed up with them, we get knocked off our strategy. So we've just got to go. And it's easy to say, you've got to go as fast as you can for the 10 laps and without getting stuck in a battle. But if we can't chase them down, we're in trouble. And we wait for them every time to do something different with how these races go, and they do it. They change the tyre wear, they change the grip level, don't they? They change the fuel consumption with these balances of bopped, etc. They keep moving things to and away from cars just to balance them out a bit and try and give other people experiences, but they also try and make sure that when it comes to like the manufacturers racing, they're all quite close. We're heavy on fuel. This car isn't really wanting to shift its butt, but we're consistent 57, so we should be doing enough to win this, but we aren't catching Fraga, and that starts to raise eyebrows, starts to make my conscious just sort of think, whoa, my conscious self think we're not going to do this. But I'm seeing, and I'm not seeing any real back markers that are going to cause a problem at this point. At the moment, folks, I don't think we're going to win this. Down to 14 seconds. Somehow 3 seconds got knocked off that time. So we just got to clean our laps up, and we've got to drive like the wind, not Miss Daisy. So that's Gallo gone to the pit. That makes it easy. That takes one more out of the equation that we've got to overtake. I'm seeing blue flags being waved, so back markers are obviously there in the mix now. And maybe that's what delayed Fraga a wee bit. Front end of the car's washing out. Three cars in front. That's not them. That's not all them in front of us. This is Moreno, sorry. Moronero. I'm putting extra syllables in. It's Moreno. I'm going to go round his outside. We didn't lose any time there, one would hope. Selves down to 3.6 seconds, so there was a helping hand there from the back marker. They shouldn't really be getting in the way, but 7 laps to take 2 seconds out of the man a lap. We have to really start applying the hammer now. Time to get the hammer down. We're not going hammer time like Lewis, we're going to do this properly. 13.7 seconds, 1.5 seconds back to Mr. Hizal and Mr. Lopez, one would assume. Looks like they're together, unless that's a back marker just holding up Hizal, and that's beneficial to us, but Fraga is such a long way off, I can't see that. So Lopez has just pushed Hizal off the track, and then Hizal just manages to force him wide. One goes to the pits. Rubilar is still behind us, he's on the same strategy as we are. These guys are all running long. So that was a place for position. That was the back end just spinning up. We need to try and run that corner longer. We'll catch him through here. Don't know whether we'll catch him down to the next apex or we'll have to take him up the hill. One of the two. 102, 110, so 12.4 seconds behind Fraga. We've got him on the inside, so we'll force him wide. We're just going to play the game on him here. We got him, turning on him. That's the way. We didn't have to do that. He just let off the throttle. It's the chase and race him element. He's not in a race for us. He can't hold us off, or he will have to pit. 12.1 seconds down. 5 laps to go. This is a big ask, folks. 5 full laps to go. Hizal goes to the pits. He's done. So he was right on the edge. Lopez is still pushing. 3 seconds behind us. He's not even in sight. Look at that, Fraga. All I can suggest is Fraga is running long and deep and hard, and with all the connotations that means, he is making this a race. We came very shallow into that corner, probably need to tighten that up a wee bit. Oh, we picked up a penalty there. We'll get that penalty next time round for half a second. That is a gutter. We clipped that apex too tight, and I did feel that, to be honest. So let's see how we go. That is unfortunate. That really does put us on the back burner, which means we have to. That could be critical down to the last lap. Start to see blue flags. There is a car just gone to the pits. Couldn't tell you who that was. It looked like a yellow Corvette maybe. I did see a car nip round this apex as well as we came into that corner, onto that straight, I mean. got it down to 9.7, but it's just not coming down quick enough. And with that penalty, that is just, well, let's just focus. Let's see how we go. We know this is an underpowered car. Up ahead, the leader of the race looks like he was caught behind a back marker. This is where we picked up the penalty, not here, not there, but here is where we picked up the penalty. And then we actually cut this apex here, we actually cut that one, and that was probably where it happened. So we're just going to, half a second delay, back up to 4th. We got him down to 7 seconds. That's not him in front, that's a back marker. This is not down to us, folks. We're not winning this because of anything we're going to do. We're going to win this on the back of a back marker blocking the boy at front, I'm afraid. We've got 3 laps to take 8 seconds out of him. Sana, is he going to give way? Yes, he is. Fraga's gone to the pits. Oh my lord, that came out the blue. Was not expecting that. He's down to 14%. Oh, we've just been. So who's nearest behind us then? Rubilar. Who's our biggest threat? Rubilar's 10 seconds behind us. Right, we have a problem here, folks. 5 minutes to go. The clock's going to run out halfway round. I don't know which lap. We might be half a lap short of fuel. Oh, oh. Why we just think we got gifted the race, but the time's got to run out within 10 seconds of us crossing the line. If it doesn't, Rubilar is just going to run past us because we're going to run out of fuel halfway round. So what do? Do we conserve fuel? Do we push to the end? All we were aiming for was just dropping across that lap 30. We're on lap 28. All we were aiming for was getting to the end of lap 30, dropping across the line, 2 or 3 seconds to spare. We've done this a load of times, but we've suddenly gained. I noticed we got a 156.578 there, a 156.411. So we were actually pumping in some epic laps, even though one of them did have the 30-second, the half a second penalty. That was the last lap. That was a 157.886. So we've got 3 minutes 46 to go. We got we're all right. We've got 2.2 laps of fuel. So the time's going to run out halfway round lap 30. We're going to be all right. We're not going to get lap 31. So that's all right. We're going slower. That's fine. That's worked out in my head. 10.2 seconds in the lead. We are doing just fine. As long as we don't blow it now. We still can do that though. That's still a, see that, there's the back end wants to dance. We're not going to let that happen. Penalty we got was a little unfair, a little bit unrealistic. Here's the RCF, Mr. Matsunuga. He's just moved over to give us the racing line. Thank you, sir. There he goes. That That was a beautiful way to do it, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, we're not going to fall over the line for lap 31. We're just going to be around about here when the time runs out. Yeah, that penalty wasn't even critical either. So 10.8 seconds, 1.3 remaining. We're going to be about 10 seconds short of the final lap, but I don't think it's a drama. This car is well capable of winning this race. If you want to choose any of the cars we've done in the past, do so. The 3-stint strategy, the 2-stopper, is the one to go on mediums. It's the fastest one I've found. For a TC'er, fat, old and slow, that's what we are. This car will have done 300 miles under our tutorship just as we cross the line, one would expect. This is the Hyundai, isn't it? Not the Genesis. What am I talking about? Oh, there's a bloop bloop. The Genesis is the one we're doing next. In update 131 when that comes, or 132, whichever one it's going to be. Just saw the clock turn to 11 seconds. Yeah, we've started to pull out massive lead now. I say massive. Going to win by 12 seconds or so when we cross the line, and that's it. Conclusion then. This car's a bit slow in straight line. Corners really well. Washes the front end quite a bit, and that's probably me from just powering on. But there's no changes you can make to the car. It's a default bop race. All we do is choose the tyres, jump in and go for it. Put in consistent 157s, you can afford to drop the occasional 158, but you put in a couple of good laps. We're going to take the fastest lap of the race of 156.350. Here we go, fuel timed absolutely spot on, clock's run out, through the line, first place. Superb win. Keeping up the performance, another video to post online. So there we are, 11 seconds almost ahead of Rubilar, Frager in third place, Beauvoir, Gallo, Yamanaka, Kupu and Lopez, Miyazano, here's Alan Oster and Wong. Happy days. There's the replay, we won't look at it, but there was the car. That takes us back round, and ranking board wise we don't get the 31 laps. We're on 30. 30 laps will get you there potentially, folks, if you can do it. Everybody's a winner, happy days. Well, thank you very much, folks. It's really good to see you again and really good to present videos. 106 miles for the first start of the video. Let's see what ticket we get. Will it be anything? Just a 4-star. Happy days. But that's it for the day. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. All the best.